Other things to do here. We'll get a break in and get your calls in and Krzyzewski in a little while. A couple of things I want to get into here for a second. Now, again, Steve and I are in a studio. TV's on, no sound. So you got to keep that in mind. So all the glitches I'm not as aware of as I normally would be. We did play back an interview, which they did a horrendous job with outside of Barkley. When you try to reinvent the wheel, as TBS tried to do, you're in big trouble, okay? They are, studio audiences, signs all over the place, 2 different hosts, 9 million people making a contribution. Remember, folks, I've said this 1,000 times, TBS does not have viewers, all right? Nobody watches TBS on a general basis. So this is not, they don't have a show on at 7 o'clock Sunday night that America pays attention to, a la, say, 60 Minutes. So as a result, they use this sports deal that they get. They overpay to get the rights, number one. They overpay. And they use it to promote what they can possibly promote and sell because they can get young guys and they get men and everything else. They get them to their sets. That's why they overpay for the NBA. That's why they overpaid for baseball. And that is why TBS TNT. And that is why they overpay for the NCAA tournament. CBS had to split the bill. Well, this is the first year that TBS had a chance to, delve into that selection process and the selection show. And although I don't want to go crazy on it. If you're going to do it via alphabetical order, as they did, where they give you all the automatics first, and then they go with the alphabetical order of the at-larges, which is what everybody wants anyway, and they went to it at 6:08. Took them 8 minutes, 9 minutes. Can you at least warn us that this is what you're going to want to do now? Because even if you knew the alphabetical order was going to work early, and you kind of knew that with Arizona State, you did not have your teams, your at-large teams, aligned properly, that you knew where order they were going to come down. You had 15 bubble teams. And, you didn't have them written down in alphabetical order. I mean, you had Notre Dame in, Syracuse in, Texas in, Oklahoma State in, Baylor in, USC in, Arizona State. I mean, you had them all written down, but you didn't have them in alphabetical order. And lo and behold, right out of the gate, TBS is throwing you an alphabetical order deal with the at-large teams. I mean, you can't do it bracket for bracket. I understand you're looking to do something different. Get the little studio audience in here. Let's have Ernie eat a piece of pizza so we can pop the advertiser. I mean, I get it. You spend a ton of money, so you can do what you want. It's your property. I understand that. But can you at least make sure that if you're going to change the way we've watched this since 1982, 82, CBS started this. 80, I was 23 years old. I didn't even start radio yet. 82. That's 35 years ago. If you do it the same way for 35 years, and now you're going to change it because you got to be different. And you got Gumbel on one hand, and here's Ernie over there. Let's put 9 million sets together. Adam Zucker is in New York. We got 9 guys down in Atlanta. We're throwing a 100-person studio audience and feeding pizza with the signs up. We had the cameras at all the colleges in America. We don't need a camera at Michigan State. We know they're in the tournament. We don't need a camera at Duke. We know they're in the tournament. I mean, we don't need that. Or at University of Maryland, Baltimore County, when you give me the automatic bid, because we know they're in the tournament. So do you have to sit there and you have to try to reinvent the wheel? Is that necessary? Is that necessary? Now, I'll give you credit for one thing. You got it in an hour. So at least we didn't have to wait till 8 o'clock. At least we got it in. But my goodness gracious, to try to figure out what they were doing with the alphabetical order thing was very, very tricky. And, you don't know who's out and who's not out. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to remember who was going where. It really was confusing. But that's TBS trying to be different. And then when you have Rasmussen on how can you have a set in Atlanta? You know what? Rasmussen's in New York, okay? Can you get all your people in? I know Atlanta, they think Atlanta's like the sports mecca of the world for TNT and TBS. Can you get a studio in New York where Rasmussen can be in front of the guys instead of going on a phone hookup with 9 million questions with the split cameras? And then you got to have 9 guys ask the questions. I mean, it really is. You got too many people involved. And then you get Adam Zucker, nice kid. Then you got Adam Zucker involved, and he was deer in the headlights with Rasmussen. He didn't know what to ask him. And I don't want to pick on him. I know Troy didn't want to pick on him, but he got to be fair. We played that, and I said, gee whiz, did the guy watch a college basketball game this year? Did you watch a ball game? I mean, not that I watched a million games, but if I was doing that, I'd be smart enough to realize I'd be up to speed when I got Rasmussen sitting there. And he is not the greatest interviewer in the world anyway, because, he's going to be, these tournament committee guys, they not necessarily get defensive, but it's a little tricky, those kind of spots. Because they're going to give you all their numbers and, this did that, and he did this, and a quadrant this, and a record against RPI is that, and you got to have a little fight back. And they were lost. Adam throws to Seth. Seth asks about Middle Tennessee State. Then we go to Barkley, who actually said something funny with the Oklahoma. I guess Oklahoma would have been a 1 seed the way they finished up. It was funny because they had such a bad stretch of games second half of the year that they were the 10 seed, and Barkley couldn't figure that out. What, you have them as a 1 seed? And all of a sudden the bad. So, it was funny. But, generally speaking, you're trying too hard. And there's way too many people involved. Think about the amount of people that are involved. You got Seth, you got Clark Kellogg, you have Zucker in New York, you got 2 hosts as 5, you got Barkley as 6. Those are 6 people, and there's more. I'm forgetting a few. That's a ton of people. Gee whiz, 1 guy, 1 interview. Let's go. My gosh. Adam, watch a ball game. Watch a ball game. 22 after the hour, we continue. Mad Dog Unleashed.